There are many risks involved in the construction field. Especially over the past 2 years, all companies are trying to scale back cost. No matter how tough things get, scaling back attention to ethics is something that should not be done. In this video, I'm going to discuss 3 types of common unethical construction practices. The 3 main issues are making money on change orders, failure to mention unsatisfactory conditions on the job, and allegiances to subcontractors. Making money on change orders is how some contractors anticipate making all their profit. They will submit a very low bid on a project knowing that there are errors in the plans that are going to have to be changed during the job. Their initial bid will be low, leaving them with a small profit margin. Then when work begins, they break the news that they have discovered problems with the plans. For instance, a contractor is looking over plans for a building with an elevated slab and notices that all the bathrooms call for floor drains. This would necessitate the need for a full mud bed underneath the tile floor to allow for enough slope for the floor to properly drain. The plans and specs do not call for any of this. The contractor chooses not to mention anything and bid the project according to plans, knowing there will have to be a change order in the future. There are several points of view regarding this issue. From the contractor's point of view, it is an easy way to ensure you have the lowest bid and still be able to turn a profit at the end of the job. An owner will regard this as very unethical, as the contractor is placing a false bid using information they know will not work. I view this tactic as unethical, as you are knowingly being dishonest with the owner before the project even begins. I learned about the change order game in my PC2 class taught by Darren Olson, as well as in personal experiences. The second ethical issue I will discuss is failure to mention unsatisfactory conditions. This is an ethical issue that I believe happens a lot in the construction industry. A contractor notices a problem with the job but does not mention it to the proper authorities because he doesn't want a huge delay or to spend more money. For example, a contractor building a restaurant on property where a gas station was located. The underground gas tanks have since been removed, but during deep foundation work the smell of gasoline becomes apparent. There is also a light sheen on puddled water around the site. The contractor chooses to pretend he is unaware of the issue, knowing that if he reports the problem, the EPA as well as ADEM will get involved. This will lead to the job taking much longer, more expenses, and possibly the termination of the job. From the contractor's point of view, however unethical this practice may be, he has time, money, and possibly the whole job to lose by informing the proper authorities of the problem. Depending on the owner, they may want to remedy the issue, but they may also want to save themselves money by looking away, just like the contractor. I believe this is an unethical practice. If you know of an issue that has the potential to have a negative impact, the proper authorities should be notified. This information was learned in construction law taught by Darren Olson. The third and final topic I'm going to talk about is allegiances to subcontractors. Having allegiances to subcontractors is not always a good thing. There are many contractors that have buddies who are subcontractors, and they will use them for every job regardless of whether or not they are the low bidder. These allegiances can cause problems such as not using specified products, taking bids that are not competitive, or even giving a very low bid every time but cutting corners to compensate for the low price. For example, a contractor is bidding a job that specifies the use of Colby & Colby windows. The contractor has a good buddy who is a window and storefront subcontractor, but only deals with Marvin brand windows. The contractor knowingly uses the bid from his friend for multiple reasons, the first of which is to help his friend. The second is that his friend is going to give him a good price, partly due to using a window that is not as superior as the brand specified, and partly because of their prior acquaintance. The contractor is naturally going to be a proponent of this situation since he gets to help his buddy and possibly get a better price on the work. The subcontractor is also going to benefit from this scenario as he gets to work with his buddy as well as stay busy. The owner is not getting the specified parts and possibly getting a worse price since there may be subcontractors that are willing to do the work for cheaper than the friend. I think this is unethical as unspecified products could be used. It also undermines the whole competitive bidding process. I learned about this issue in construction law taught by Darren Olson.